I'm going to start by adding the butter to the water, which is already boiling, to prepare the dough base. Here I have 3 cups of hot water and 3 heaping tablespoons of butter. Now I'm going to place the 3 tablespoons directly into the water. And with a spoon, I stir well until all the butter is completely melted. Now I add 1 beef bouillon cube. I'm using chicken, but you can use whichever flavor you like best. I also add 1 teaspoon of salt to season the dough, and 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika or food coloring to add color and more flavor. I stir well to combine all these ingredients. Next, I add 3 cups of sifted all-purpose flour. I add it gradually, and I stir right away to avoid lumps. I keep mixing without stopping, fully incorporating the flour into the liquid. The dough begins to form and become smooth and uniform. I transfer the dough to the table or a clean surface. I keep working it with a spatula, spreading and folding to help it cool. And here it is. The dough came out perfect, soft and elastic. Now I place it in a container so it can finish cooling. It has cooled enough, and now I can work with it. I take a small portion of the dough to begin shaping. I form a little ball with my hands, then I place it on the table and start gently flattening it. With a rolling pin or with my hands, I carefully stretch it out. I'm using a pie or empanada mold. I place the stretched dough over the mold. First, I add a bit of cheese in the center. Then I add shredded ham, which melts with the cheese. I add a bit more cheese on top. When you bite into it, the cheese stretches and it tastes delicious. Now I close the mold and press firmly to seal. And the pastry is ready with the perfect shape. I place it on the plate and continue with the others. I cut another portion of dough to make more. I carefully place the filling in the center. A bit of cheese spread evenly, and a bit of ham too. Now I close the dough carefully. I press a little with my fingers to seal it. And I use a fork to press along the edges for a good seal. I press gently so the sides stay closed. If you don't have a mold, you can do all of this by hand. And I repeat the process with all the dough I've prepared. I've already shaped all the little pastries. Now I'm going to bread them. I start by dipping each one in water. Then I coat them in breadcrumbs until fully covered. I place them back on the plate to set aside. And I do the same with all the pastries. I've finished breading them all. They're ready to be fried. Now I take them one by one carefully and place them into hot oil. I fry 3 at a time to keep the oil at the right temperature. That way, the oil stays hot and the pastries come out golden brown. They're browning on one side. Now I turn them over to brown the other side. I want them to be well fried all around. I keep an eye on them so they fry evenly. And once they're nicely golden, I carefully remove them from the oil. They're ready, so I take them out and let them drain. The oil drips off a bit and they don't turn out greasy. I place them on a plate. Excess oil comes off quickly. You can use paper towels if you prefer. That helps absorb the extra oil faster. I fried them all and they turned out beautiful and golden. Now I grab one and show you how it looks. Look at that beautiful crust. Look at that delicious filling. And how soft and flavorful the dough is.